Hello and welcome to the Revengeance episode of No Load Time. My name is Obed Velez, and with me is the most interesting man in the world, Joel Young.
What's good, No Low Time? Good to be with you, Obed. It's a
Finally,
pleasure,
bro.
man. I know we've been trying to get this back together since our was supposed to be 1 week break became 2 week break, but it's good to be with you guys. Happy to be here. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, absolutely a lot going on. So much going on, Joel, that we're going to skip our typical what's up.
Yeah,
Because right now, live, we are witnessing the unveiling of the Xbox Series X, which is the next console for Xbox. Um, a very interesting box. It looks like a PC. Basically, it is a PC tower. Um, I I really don't like that design at all. That is not a design that would appeal to me as a TV slash home theater. I wouldn't call myself enthusiast, but someone that likes to have everything symmetrical and well placed within one contained space.
they're about to
And
give us a demo now of what it looks like.
oh
The
well,
real
we'll
engine.
see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. And of course, guys, this is over at the Game Awards that are going on right now. So it's very interesting stuff, and yeah, man, good to have you back, man. It's
Yeah, bro.
we haven't done it in a couple of weeks, and I kind of miss you, bro.
I miss you too, bro.
Shed a tear from my bro over here. It's like it was like that meme I sent you
Oh
with Baby
yeah.
Yoda and Mando. It's like, bro, close your eyes, bro. It's like I don't see anything, bro. This is my life without you, bro.
It's so. Oh
uh,
no. We're gonna break down on the show.
I know. They're showing a Ninja Theory game. This looks like a sequel to
Yeah.
Hellblade. From the looks of it, it has the same sort of art design as Senua's Sacrifice. Uh, yeah,
But
this
see,
total.
this is a cinematic, so this is not really telling of actual gameplay.
Yeah. But it totally looks like Hellblade. Like it has the
Yeah,
same art design. And that it would make sense for Ninja Theory to make a sequel to Hellblade. Hellblade was very successful. Yeah, we'll
here we go.
see.
Here's something.
Yeah, so they're showing footage. Of course, this is a CG trailer. They're showing
Yeah,
world premiere, but yeah, take it with a grain of salt until we'll see it. Of course, we know that these machines are going to definitely be a step above what we currently have, even comparing it with the Xbox One
Hellblade 2.
X. Yeah, so yeah, so you're a little over on your end. You're like 10 seconds ahead. I'm
Haha.
gonna refresh the stream here. Yeah, because you're probably on Twitter, so it probably breaks there first.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably, yeah. Senwa Saga Hellblade 2, yeah. So, yeah.
No, that was unexpected, though. I did not see this coming tonight.
No,
That they would give us a design of and the name
no, absolutely not. I was
Series
thinking that this
X.
was gonna be either E3 next year or an event, sort of like what we saw last year around May. Again, I am not a fan of the name. I am not a fan of the box design. I think the Xbox One X design, that's a nice looking device.
Right.
But this device, I don't know. It just looks like a PC tower. I mean, at which point you would like stop and just
Oh
make
yeah.
an Xbox branded PC? But we'll see. We'll see.
We should,
Interesting stuff. So Jeff's back to just doing his own thing now. Joe, let's go ahead and talk about stuff that happened during
whew.
um uh our absence, basically. Real quick, I don't want to go deep into again, we're gonna skip the what's up, but a quick update. I did see two movies that we talked about on the show, Joe.
Nice.
One is Venom, and the other one is Godzilla King of Monsters. And I like them both quite a bit, I would say. I think Venom was actually surprisingly fun. I really enjoyed it. It was funny. It was well paced. Talk about well paced. Freaking Godzilla, dude. That movie goes freaking 10,000 miles an hour, bro. Holy crap.
They cover a lot.
Yeah. That's the only, if there's only an issue with excuse me, with that movie is that it was too fast. There was too much going on. Of course, that is like straight up confirming, Kong and all this stuff that's happening now, and has a stinker at the end with Ghidorah, and I'm wondering if they're gonna go for Mecha Ghidorah, and we're gonna get you
Yeah.
know like a legit like basically because that's I mean it's been so long, but if I don't recall wrong, the back in the original movies, that's how Mecha Ghidorah got basically like rebuilt out of like a piece or one of the heads that was left over because the other two heads are mechanical. So cool stuff. I liked it. I liked it a lot, man. But again, going back because I was really excited about that movie. And yeah, I mean, I did enjoy it quite a bit. But I was expecting to enjoy it. But to me, Venom was actually a surprise because I was expecting it to be an okay movie, and I ended up actually enjoying it quite a bit.
No, that's good to know. I mean, it seemed to be a surprise in general at the box office, considering how much money it made for the time. So I think most people would agree with that sentiment.
Yeah, yeah. So just that's the only thing I got. Jill, there's DC updates that happened between yesterday and today. You want to go ahead and talk about that?
Give me 1 second here because I'm having some lag in my machine. But yes,
Flash and Shazam.
yes, Flash and Shazam, dude. Sorry, pulled it up just now, but yeah. First things first. Flash. I'll talk about first, and then we'll talk about Shazam. Flash has gotten technically an official release date for the Flash movie that has been waiting for a long time for us to actually see happen. I think we've mentioned it a few times that the director changes. It's, I mean, I don't really know what to tell you aside from that. Nobody seems to want to make this movie. There's been three, I believe, different
Three or four directors,
three or
right?
four
Yeah.
different director changes, and I'm not talking about just any directors. I mean, we were talking about some recognizable Hollywood names that were involved in these projects, and they're just dropping like flies. So yeah, this movie's supposed to now come out July 1st, 2022, and we'll see if that sticks. I told you a bit. One of my first responses was, "I'll believe it when I see it,"
Yeah.
and when I say that, I believe it when I'll see at least just set photos. I mean, like
Yeah.
literally them having a camera rolling and people doing stuff. That's when I'll believe something's going to happen. Because if that many directors have fallen out of the project, it just seems to be that there's something else going on further with the development here that people are just not a fan of. Maybe the
The,
original
s-
story
yeah,
or
the
the script or
script.
something.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely something going on with that movie. Pre-production wise, I don't necessarily think it's the actors or anything, but maybe the script,
Yeah.
maybe the way the movie was originally penned was what's up after Justice League, and now we're seeing DC going in this very different, yeah, Justice League was a thing on a different dimension sort of thing, but you know
Well,
it's yeah. I mean, they have to figure it out though, because it's been back and forth and up and down for a while in this movie, like a good 3-4 years now.
absolutely. And the way it was pitched to us the very first time we got like legit Warner's promoting the film was it was pitched to us as a Flashpoint movie. So for your very first movie, and you could check early Nolo Time episodes. It's one of those earlier episodes where I talked about how like if you're your very first episode, very first solo movie for this character is gonna be a Flashpoint movie. That's kind of crazy because like you're like resetting a universe that we don't even know exists. Like that's not. You have to build a world before you can reset it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And the world as we've seen it is not
No.
necessarily built as it
Yeah.
is, but yeah, well, we'll see.
We
The other
shall
one,
see.
Shazam 2, which that one, again, I haven't watched Shazam, but I mean, everyone seems to be pretty positive about it. So
That's good news for me because I mean, like the first one, I liked it enough. This just came out this last year, so I'm glad that they're quickly moving on to the next one. Yes, it's still 2022, so we still got some time to wait for it. But I'm glad that they're not waiting too long; that they're moving along. And that movie, even though it is technically connected to the DC Justice League world ish. They just distance themselves far enough that it really doesn't matter what they do with it. Let Shazam live in his own world. And of course, the big question we'll all have now is, so when's that Black Adam movie coming? Because The Rock's been teasing it, he's been
Yeah,
talking about it. So we'll see. Time will tell. I'm sure more information will come out about
Um,
Shazam in the near
yeah.
future, maybe Comic-Con.
I'm wondering if that's going to be a standalone, and then they're going to just mash them together.
Right.
The Black Adam one. They could very well go that route because they can definitely milk it if The Rock's involved. It'll make money, so they can have The Rock instead of just having The Rock be on just Shazam 2. They'll have him be on both the Black Adam movies, standalone movie, and then Shazam 2, and maybe bring him into like another like crossover movie. So yeah, well, it's good stuff. I saw that. I was like, oh, that's pretty good, and that broke out today. So
And
or confirmed today because he was being rumored for a couple of weeks, but yeah.
another thing that broke out today, Obid, really quickly here is I'm sure you've seen it, the Henry Cavill in the black suit.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, I've that this the first high res picture we've
Yeah,
seen of it.
yeah.
But I've seen it before, so.
Ooh.
But man, again, I wish we would have gotten at least to see what that movie was going to be like. Because I think the idea behind it, and the rumor was that when he came back with the black suit, because he wanted to get his power back or whatever the story was at that point, which would have made a lot of sense. And then he woke up angry, and it was not nice. I mean, and his mustache and all this stuff that happened. Um, and I also saw a picture that Snyder tweeted with the can of the movie, the actual
Right.
cut in a can. So the
Confirmed.
movie's there. I, to me, Joel, this sounds like a very elaborate like marketing thing at this point because it's been going on for what, like a good 6 months now.
Yeah, but
Where
it really picked up steam over the last two.
yeah, exactly. So to me, this sounds like a very elaborate like marketing thing at this point, right?
Yeah.
Because you got the actors, you got Snyder, and then the Snyder coming up with this picture. It's like, if it doesn't exist, then how about this? And if it doesn't exist, how about this other thing? It sounds like Warner's ready to just do it, and
Yeah.
they're just rolling, they're trolling
Teasing.
basically, and building up hype. And I've seen fans on both sides like, oh, it doesn't exist. I was like, or I don't care. And then I was like, oh, go ahead and release it already. Stop with this teasing and all this stuff. um I would love to see it again, like I said. So yeah, we'll see if this actually ever happens. But
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully. But yeah, we'll see. DC, it's they're doing their thing. They're Joker's making a lot of money now. With Joker's success, they've announced that was Birds of Prey is going to be rated R more likely. Is that what they said? And
Yeah,
Sony's looking into Venom 2 being rated R with that stinker at the end with Cassidy. So well, we'll see.
for sure.
Yeah. Um, trailer time, because we had a
Ooh.
lot of trailers that happened in the last 2 weeks since we've been gone. The Let's start with again DC. Wonder Woman 84. Um, I it's a like what you said is an interesting trailer.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not sure if it's piqued my curiosity, right? It didn't excite me like the first trailer for Wonder Woman, but it definitely piqued my curiosity. So I'm looking forward to what they do. I don't know what they're doing with Steve Trevor and how he came back and all these things, um, but nonetheless, the has some really good shots with her riding the lightning and all the other shots. Some tweaks to her costume, which are pretty cool. And of course, we see the gold costume at the end of the trailer. But yeah, man, what do you think?
So purely analyzing, and you're gonna hear me say this a bit because we got a couple of trailers to look at. It's important that you understand that when a trailer comes out, It's the very first it's the very first trailer that we've seen at all for this particular film. So like you have to judge first trailers differently than you do like the second and the third trailer. By the third trailer, we should know what the story is. We should know what to expect from the movie, all of that kind of stuff, right? The first trailer's job is to make you excited and pique your interest for a film, and to me, it does that. It piques my interest where we're asking questions because we actually care about Steve Trevor's back. Like, how's that possible? I'm not a fan of him coming back. I'm just gonna be straightforward with you. I think like that's a thing in the superhero genre that's dangerous when you keep bringing characters back. Especially a non-super powered character coming back.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm not crazy about it, but I think from a acting standpoint, and this is no, I'm not trying to knock on Gal Gadot. I'm supportive of her as Wonder Woman. I'm not. I was one of the few people who, when they first initially talked about
yeah,
casting some friends and stuff, would be like, "Oh my gosh, this lady from Fast and Furious." I was like, "Yeah, great." Like I
yeah.
trust the Snyders when they cast people.
We actually did. Yeah, we stood by it. Yeah,
Exactly, exactly. So, yeah, no, I'm a fan of it. It's just one of those things. Like I have to be wise, and understand that like it's she, as good as an actress as she's becoming, and it's in time. I think she still needs a strong supporting cast around her to really make the films be elevated. And I think her chemistry with Chris Pine was really strong in the first movie, so I think that could be a big major reasoning behind Patty bringing him back. With that being
yeah.
said, like there's not enough tease of the cheetah or the main villain that
Well,
that
we have
gets
the
me to
the
say
Pablo
like,
Pascal character that's
yeah,
kind of like the greedy, the greasy '80s,
yeah.
sort of like banker thing, Wolf of Wall Street sort of thing. So,
Yeah, it
uh,
just it just for me felt like looking at it like it was one of those things where like Wonder Woman's back, a Wonder Woman movie's coming. It's set in this time period, and this character's back alive, and that's about it. And I hope that as we carry on in the other stuff, that they start showing some more stronger elements than just Wonder Woman being back. Right? It's like, yeah, the movie was a big success, the very first one. Black Panther, is a movie that was a big success. I hope that when the
yeah.
second movie sounds like Black Panther's back, we're back in Wakanda, it's like there's something to elevate it. So I look forward. I like the tease, and I look forward to seeing what they're doing with it going forward.
Yeah, yeah. It's I'm again piqued my curiosity. It looks like it's gonna be a fun movie. I've seen a few reactions saying that there's all like there's like now '80s fatigue with like a lot of '80s stuff with started with Stranger Things, and then a lot of '80s stuff and '80s stuff and '80s stuff. Um, I don't I mean I have a I'm very fond of the '80s. I don't mind the aesthetic. I don't mind the music, and I think this is a trend that we will begin to or continue to see into the near future with other movies coming out. Where this time is going to be the '80s, but who knows? Next movie is probably going to be set in the '60s, and then you know 15, 20 years from now, the next movie may be set in the 2000s because you get your nostalgia hit back every time. But yeah, I mean, I really don't mind. So it's fine. I mean, like I said, it looks good, so I'm interested in it. The next one, Joel, of course, Black Widow, not to left our Marvel leading lady behind. Um, this one, contrary to Wonder Woman, Joel, to me, it just felt like unnecessary. And I,
Are you talking about the movie or the trailer?
the movie, like
Okay.
both, or I mean, maybe the trailer. I mean, this is a prequel, of course, we know. This may tie into like a Doctor Strange thing at the end. We don't know, right? Or the Marvel shows from Disney Plus. But it's just that it's something I don't need right now because we sort of like closed that chapter, right? And then they're giving us more of it. I mean, I could be wrong. It looks fun though. Like if you ask me, like it looks like it's gonna be a fun action movie. Um, and I saw some comparisons when she's wearing the white suit with the boss from Metal Gear Solid 3. So I mean, it looks fun. It looks like it's gonna be a fun spy action movie, but will it add enough to the already established lore of the MCU? I mean, that remains to be seen. So, to me, it really didn't move my needle that much. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I hear you there from the standpoint of looking at the movie. Yeah, I think most people's sentiment was like they weren't necessarily that interested in this movie coming about. There's that plenty of Black Widow fans. There's plenty of people out there that would care for. I'm a fan of Black Widow. I think it's a cool character in general, different character. To be an Avenger and you take this character seriously and you look at her like she's probably one of the more mortal ones out of the whole team, but still
yeah,
really interesting. From a movie standpoint, I see where you're coming from. I think this is more so Disney trying to do things to make things right, considering after the restructure at Marvel and that like this character was due a story of some capacity earlier on. Same thing with Hawkeye; they're trying to do this Disney Plus thing, and many people have said like the two characters that most people didn't care about having a solo film or solo story was Hawkeye and Black Widow out of all the Avengers. Like they're fine just being in the movies and not necessarily having a solo story. So I could definitely see where your sentiment is there, and I think a lot of people feel that way for that. But the reality is, we're getting this movie, right?
yeah.
So we're getting this movie. So looking at the trailer, separate from like the movie, you know, I look at it the same thing like I said with the last one. Like this is the very first trailer the publicly seen, aside from the one that we saw privately at Hall H, where we saw a lot more variation of footage and some stuff that was a lot of stuff that was not shown in this trailer that I'm happy about because like when thing about trailers that are online, you can rewatch them multiple times. So if you keep
Yeah.
watching something over and over, you start like having visual memories of certain things, or you can break down, analyze. When something is shown in Comic Con, it's shown up there once. I can't take it back home with me unless it leaks online, right? So like the whole, like the look of the Taskmaster in this trailer versus what I saw at Comic Con, like he doesn't look great. He didn't look great both ways in my opinion, but that's not his final form, if you know what I mean. Like in what we saw in that trailer. So there's more to in this trailer that's publicly online. I like the family dynamic. I like the general surrounding cast for her.
That
I
is
like
that yeah. I mean that is a strong cast.
yeah,
I mean it. Yeah.
and not to and not, again, I'm not. I feel bad because I feel like people think I'm taking slights at Gal Gadot. I think I'm a supporter of her, but like Scarlett Johansson can carry a movie on her own, in my opinion.
Oh, she can. I mean, she's
And
she's
she's
done. Yeah, she's done her own thing. Yeah.
exactly. She's a very experienced actress. So just surrounding her with this talent just amplifies the overall feeling of the movie and makes it a very good quality film. The whole like Red Guardian thing, like man, I kind of felt that was coming, to be honest, like knowing who they cast and considering like,
Like the
you
Mr.
know,
Incredible thing, that Mr. Incredible vibe that we got from
yeah,
the trailer. Yeah.
this is like if the trailer tells me anything, it's like that's gonna be the Fat Thor of the movie, and like you guys already heard my thoughts on that. I don't need to repeat it. It's like it might be funny for one movie, but it just completely downplays the seriousness and like I know that Marvel needs to have his comedic relief, so like
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. It's consistent with the Marvel brand, but that's
I
like
mean,
one thing where it's
yeah.
like it doesn't have to be like slapstick, my 4 year olds can laugh at it kind of thing. It should be a little bit more like, to me, like trying to still keep you grounded and have fun while doing it, not too goofy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean David Harbour is a great actor,
Oh, for sure,
so
for sure.
and he can probably just pull off the comedy slash action guy
Yeah.
in a movie pretty well. I know that the Hellboy reboot was supposed to be trash, but does probably not his fault,
Yeah, it's not
right?
indicative always of the actors.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely the cast is strong. It's good. So there's no problems there. So, but we'll see. I mean, it's one of those things that it's after my concern when Spider-Man Far From Home was coming out was that it was so hard to follow up the how freaking amazing Endgame was, because Endgame was just the movie event of the of the decade basically.
Yeah.
So it's hard to follow up, right? And yeah.
And that's like one really quick thing I'll say there, like to that point, right? Like I think the whole idea of like how you're saying you're not that excited about about this movie in general. It's like as Marvel fans, we've been spoiled as every single film has always been build up, and this is the one movie that's not a build up of any kind. It's just a movie that's just a giving us backstory, and it's kind of the solo Star Wars story of the Marvel films, right? It's the one that doesn't like it doesn't necessarily affect or matter that much. It's just maybe to make you have some service of something you've already liked or interested in. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Ikumi Nakamura, it's on stage right now.
yeah,
There's rumors that she's gonna join Sony, but she's been hanging out with like Platinum Games people, like Kamiya and all this stuff. But strong suggestion that she's gonna join Sony, but I don't think that we're gonna get an announcement out of her today. But yeah, we'll see. We're going back and forth between the Game Awards and Hello Time here, guys. So stick with us. We go check, and yeah, moving on to spy stuff. Another spy movie, and it is No Time to Die, and again another solid Daniel Craig trailer, because all of the trailers for the Daniel Craig Bond movies are just amazing, and this one's no different. And interesting to see that we see Spectre in this movie back. And rumor is that the villain Rami Malek, played by Rami Malek, is going to be Doctor No. That is a speculation, but it looked good, look real good, man. So it's Bond. It's Bond. It's going to be the last one that Craig's doing. So I mean, that more than likely the last one. Um, so it's a they're I think they're gonna go all out. So yeah, and this Stranding lady is there too, Leah Seydoux. So yeah, but yeah, I'm excited for that one. I love the Craig movies. So
yeah. Let me just say, dude, this is the trailer
yeah,
that is my favorite trailer to come out for the entire week when we had all these different things dropping. This trailer is so good. It is like I could watch it over and over, and oh my goodness, it's such a James Bond trailer. Like it might be, and I have to stand back and like think about it and like look at the other ones. It might be my favorite Bond trailer to come out for all the new Daniel Craig Bond movies for
yeah,
a teaser. Again, this is the first trailer we've seen for the movie, but I was like, for a first one, dude, like this is a really
yeah,
nice look at this film. You know, I just the small comedy parts of like, if you get in my way, I'll shoot you in your other working leg or whatever, and
yeah.
the car sequence is amazing, dude.
Oh
Because
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
classic Bond, just sitting there getting shot up and just flip a switch and just light them up. Oh, I love it so much, man. So good.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, real good. It just dawned on me that this movie is going to come out next year, so it's going to be 15 years that Craig's been playing Bond. So it's been a while,
Yeah,
man.
he's one. I think he is the second longest running Bond, if I remember right. I saw
There's just
something like that.
Pierce Bronson was for like 10 years, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I forget who
Yeah,
it was that was the longest one, but it's like he's up there. Yeah,
yeah, because Brosnan did what, 4 movies, right?
yeah.
Two of which are good. The other ones are just not
He
good
wasn't he
movies.
wasn't my favorite Bond, but not terrible, but not my favorite for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, GoldenEye was good. I think GoldenEye and was good. Die Another Day was entertaining, but the other two, eesh, yeah, those ones ain't good. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the new movie. Of course, Rami Malek's an amazing actor. There's another movie that has just an amazing cast all around.
For
So
sure.
I'm definitely looking forward enjoying this movie. And they've been really consistent with this movie. So again, just going back to Casino Royale, again, I mentioned it. Casino Royale is it's definitely my one in my top 10 somewhere. Favorite movies ever. And just putting out the other one, the one with the opera,
Quantum Solace.
Quantum of Solace. Thank
The
you.
opera scene is of what makes that movie like
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I'll rewatch to get to that scene.
yeah, exactly. So just putting that one out, then the jump on quality was just like because Skyfall was amazing, Spectre was amazing. So I'm expecting the same out of this one. So I'm really really excited. Also really excited, Joe, for Ghostbusters. So we got our first teaser trailer, if you want to call it, for Ghostbusters Afterlife. Very different tone that what a lot of people were expecting. Definitely looks like this movie is going to be a comedy, but they're playing it more of a sort of Stranger Things sort of movie. Of course, Finn Wolfhard's in the movie from Stranger Things. So O.J. Abrams on
It's game words.
yeah. Oh, J.J. Abrams representing. so so we'll see what he says. Anywho, Ghostbusters. Really excited. I like the tone. Was not what I was expecting, but I really like it. Um, there seems to be enough evidence in this trailer that this movie is basically like the return of Zool from the original Ghostbusters. The kids are more than likely Egon's grandkids, because they say so in the trailer. My grandfather died, and they show the Spengler stuff and other things. So also we get TIE fighters on Fortnite, Joe.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
um so the and the other point is that there's a scene there's a part of the movie where they show the name of the mine, and oh man, the name escapes me right now, but it is the same name of the mine is like so and so mine, and it's the same name of the architect that designed the building in the original Ghostbusters, where it's using the building as a conduit to bring Zool into the world. So there's definitely going to be a lot of Ghostbusters one influence on this movie. I'm excited, of course. Paul Rudd's in it, so everything that Paul Rudd is in is great. So yeah, but what do you think, man?
Yeah, you hit it off the bat with the very first and most important point of this trailer, which is the perspective and the tone of the film. You know, like I'm not, you can't, you don't want to compare, but it's like for two very different movies when you look at the Ghostbusters film that came out just a couple years ago with Melissa McCarthy, and then this Ghostbusters film that's coming out here. This is, and then even beyond that, the original Ghostbusters films. Just you look at the tone of this specific film, and it's like this is the one that makes the most sense for this day and age that we live in to make the film in this type of format where it's like you're asking the question, what would it look like this many years later after the Ghostbusters, legend, that people know of, some people know, but some kids don't know of, and then like these things returning in a modern time. So having a Paul Rudd character there is going to keep it fun, keep it, silly the way the Ghostbusters films always are, right? You got to have those comedians and a comedic character. That's great. That's
Yeah,
what they tried to do with the last one, Melissa McCarthy, but it was just overly done. And then, in this case, so you have a comedic and dramatic character leading in here. But I like the idea of the kids. I think the kids leading uh, being leading characters, representing maybe even us, the audience, of rediscovering some things is what's really going to be very interesting here. So yeah, man, I'm good. It's a good trailer. I like what
yeah.
the direction they're going for the reboot.
No, yeah, I'm really excited. Of course, they said that Dan Aykroyd's going to be involved in the movie as well. So, yeah, the tone of it was so different in my opinion, so good that I'm in. I mean, that Ghostbusters, the female Ghostbusters or Ghostbusters 2016. I watched it once, and it wasn't offensive. It had a couple of funny moments in it, but other than that, it's not a movie that I'm going to go back and watch. Versus the original Ghostbusters, again, a movie that's in my top 10. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that one. Joel, let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back. And we're back. Joel, there was a state of play this past Tuesday, and there was a few announcements that had got me really excited. The main one being that Capcom actually trolled everyone with that Project Resistance and revealed the quote-unquote story mode for Project Resistance, and it is what we've all known for a couple weeks now. They're remaking Resident Evil 3. So Resident Evil 3 remake incoming April 3rd. Just 14, 15 months after the RE2 um, remake came out, which again, outstanding game, just absolutely phenomenal. There is an update for the game. I think it came out this week. That adds some like Resident Evil 3 stuff on it, just trying to like put the story together. But yeah, it's another. I'm getting another Resident Evil game, Joe. There's no going around it.
Oh yeah, that there goes your wallet, Obed.
Dude, like next year again, bro, again. Like no joke. This year was a little bit more like subtle up until now, with Fallen Order, with which by the way I'm absolutely loving still.
Yeah.
Death Stranding, but next year, like the first half of next year, there's a ton of stuff coming out. I gotta get my priorities straight when it comes to games, and it looks like I'm gonna go into a backlog sometime next year. So we'll see. But it's pretty exciting. I'm really excited for Resident Evil 3. I never got to play Resident Evil 3 back in the PS1. Um, so I'm really, really excited for this one. And if it's anything like this RE2 remake, like I said, I'm just absolutely looking forward to it because that remake was just absolutely amazing, outstanding game. So highly recommend it. But yeah, what do you think of the little troll that they did there? And also the Resident Evil Resistance, which is the multiplayer game, is included as part of Resident Evil 3. But yeah, man, what do you think?
No, I honestly was not bothered by it, but excited by it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was harmless. Like it's at the end of the day, it's marketing, right? I think
Yeah.
it's a fun thing for them to do. So yeah, dude, for someone like yourself, dude, like I know you're probably chomping at the bits. Like here it
Oh yeah.
comes, Fido bed.
Yeah, I punched you last time they announced one. So.
Hey, it was a great time.
But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited for this one.
Oh yeah.
There's Resident Evil 3. So Kingdom Hearts 3 is also getting DLC with the Remind story expansion. Final Fantasy characters are back in this expansion. It is pretty expensive for a DLC package, $30 and $40 if you buy it with the optional Kingdom Hearts orchestra concert that's included in it. But that's coming out January 23rd, first on PlayStation. The Xbox version is coming out like a month later, if I'm not wrong.
Wow.
Yeah, looking forward to this. My daughter's looking forward to this. She keeps asking me, it's like, when did you get the update for the Disney game? I was like, well, it's not out yet. I can't get the update. Oh, okay. So she keeps asking me about it. Yeah, there's no going around it. I'm gonna get it, and I will make playing this DLC a priority. Kingdom Hearts 3, like I mentioned, is the first game that we both like sat down together and played through the entire thing. So it's special to me, and I'm looking forward to continuing the adventures of the anime squad and Disney guys. So But yeah, I mean, also I don't know if you're able to grab it on Black Friday, Joe, but that was like dirt cheap
Yeah,
on
I
at
I
Best Buy.
totally blew it, man. Did not pick it up then.
Yeah,
But
it's like
it's
15 bucks.
I know, right? And there's just so much, man, for me to play right now, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Fallen Order, it's worth it, man.
I'm loving it.
It's so good. But yeah, that was a pretty good, confirmation. The trailer had leaked, I think a couple of days prior, but it was a good confirmation, with the price pre-order up on right now, um, and then the release date for it. Joe, Babylon's Fall was announced at the Square Enix the E3 event. I can't remember if it was this year or last year because E3 this year feels like it was like 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
But it was announced. I believe it was this year. So this is clearly an action game by Platinum Games, of course. Platinum Games, makers of Bayonetta, Nier Automata, and Astral Chain on the Switch. Great game too. So definitely, it's got pedigree. It looks very good. It looks like it's gonna be a fantasy action game based on what we've seen, and it looks like it's platinum style action. So it looks pretty good. When I first saw it, I thought it was probably going to be a PS5 game, but it's confirmed that it's a PS4 game because they didn't put a logo at the end of the trailer. So I
Yeah.
really thought that. Yeah, go ahead, man.
No, you're right there. I'm watching the gameplay for it. Like you said, it's very fantasy. We get a better look at how this gameplay is going to be running on PS4. It was a nice thing to do here at the State of Play. It's a nice thing to give us some more insight on because E3 feels like it was a while ago. It wasn't the same this last year, but regardless of that, this is a game that for sure you could easily forget about if you don't keep marketing it. So it was a good timing and a good trailer too, a good gameplay trailer.
Yeah, yeah. They're saying that we'll find out more next summer. Also, just segueing into Platinum Game News, the long rumored, because I think this was probably one of the first things that we talked about in the show, because I remember talking about this to you while I was in the closet.
Oh yeah, literally sitting in a
Literally
closet.
inside a closet recording. There's the Bayonetta Vanquish uh, bundle. It's actually coming out next year, so it's coming out February 18th, 2020. This includes the first Bayonetta and Vanquish. Of course, Bayonetta 2. It's basically published by Nintendo, so that game's not going to be available outside of Nintendo platforms. That game's available on the Switch right now. And Vanquish, in my opinion, Joel, Vanquish is the best shooter from last gen, from the
Yeah.
360 PS3 era. In my opinion, is the best shooter out of all the games that came out. So I highly recommend that bundle. Those are two absolutely phenomenal games. So yeah, February 18th. Again, February getting to be pretty crazy. We got this Street Fighter Champion Edition, Kingdom Hearts the week before that, and then April it's Resident Evil, then Last of Us, and yeah, they it's man, where the money at,
Right.
Joe? So yeah, we'll have to prioritize around that. With some good stuff coming
For sure.
out of the PlayStation announcements. Joe, one big piece of news that not a lot of people are really talking about, but the San Diego studio, the Sony San Diego studio, secured further licensing for the MLB, so Major League Baseball, and they are continuing their MLB The Show game series. Now, what's included in the um, the press release is that this will be available for other platforms. Once the announcement came out, Nintendo retweeted their announcement, and then Xbox retweeted the announcement. So Yeah, the MC5 won best action game. So yeah, come on, DMC5, dude. It's DMC5. That game was absolutely amazing. I totally forgot that game came out this year. This year was good, bro.
I know when it's
This
that much, you're not forgetting because it's bad. You're forgetting because it's like there's a laundry
It's
list
just
of
a
good stuff.
lot, bro.
Yeah,
It's like Resident Evil, that, and oh my goodness, so much, man. Um, but it, it, it's gonna be Sony is gonna be publishing a game on Xbox basically and
yeah.
Nintendo Switch. So this is a big deal. This is crazy stuff. Like a few years ago, you would not have thought of
No.
anything like this. The thing is that MLB The Show is the only MLB like sports simulator game out there. There's no other baseball games that come even close to the quality of MLB The Show, and for Sony to be willing to share that experience on other platforms, it's I think it's great on their part, and that shows the change in leadership that we've been talking about in the last few episodes with Jim Ryan and his this different approach that he's doing, and we see this, and I think I think we all benefit from it because it opens the door to other things. I mean, we never know. Of course, we're never gonna see Zelda and Mario on PlayStation, but we never thought that we're going to see Sonic on a Nintendo console. So we don't know. I mean, the circumstances were different though, so I don't want to go there. But yeah, Joel, what do you think of that?
Good business, good parody, playing nice. It's a win for people on both sides. Like, this is like you said, at the effects of Jim Ryan running the show now, and I hope that out of this we do see some positive repercussions for PlayStation aside from just them putting this on here, making some money off of it, right? For as a business and saying that plenty of people who are on Xbox want to play this game, so they're going to be happy to buy it and they'll get some good profits there. But hopefully, aside from a profitable return, hopefully there will be some good like you said IP crossover at some point or something else that maybe we're not looking at right now that's going to be really cool for the PlayStation owner. That just helps the brands on both sides. I like this. This is a good showing of how you can put something out on someone else's uh, platform and still be a competitor. And so it's a good thing.
Yeah, very interesting stuff. Of course, we've seen some of the Microsoft stuff filter into Nintendo, though some of the smaller games, Cuphead and Ori the Blind Forest. So um we'll see where this goes. I again, we're probably not going to see Halo on PlayStation. We're not going to see God of War on Xbox. We're not going to see Mario anywhere else but
Yeah,
on the Nintendo platforms. But it's a very interesting step into what could be a very different next gen, in my
yeah,
opinion. So that's the big thing here, right? It's this is all ramping up to next year. We're still gonna get a lot of PS4 stuff out. Um, we're probably not gonna get a lot of Xbox stuff in the next few months until the new console's out. But at least PlayStation has a good year and a half left in it. Uh, that we can confidently just not go into getting a new console. But again, as I said it before, if the right release titles are there, Joe, I mean, I'm not a day one guy kind of guy, but if the right stuff's there, you'll get me. So we'll see. The other bit of news that I have here, Joel, is there's some I guess no longer leaked specs for Xbox,
yeah,
because we got that Xbox Series X announcement right at the beginning of the show, and it's basically they're not confirming any specs, but they're sticking with the 8K 120 frames a second. Uh, I mean, I doubt it. Just to run that, you probably need a $2,000 machine at least. So I don't think this thing is going to be that expensive. I am really not liking that design, Joe. I'm looking at it right now.
The
I
sentiment online, it seems to not be the most positive of what it looks like.
I really really do not like it. Um, it looks like an Alexa thing, and it doesn't. Yeah, like a Mac Pro, the trash can Mac Pro, but
Yep.
square instead of cylindrical. Or yeah, I'm not a big fan. Um, but some of the specs that got out there, Joel, is that it will have 16 gigs of RAM, and it will have I guess a 12 teraflop processor, which is basically double or 12 teraflop capacity capability of mathematical computations, if you want to call it that, which is what it is. But um, it's basically double the Xbox One X. We will see. Xbox One X didn't do great. Of course, it was due to the botch release that the console had. I think, in my opinion, the Xbox One X is an amazing piece of hardware. It is unfortunate that there's nothing that I really want to play that is in it. It's it's funny because I saw it for 350 going around on even right now. It's 350 with Jedi Fallen Order, and I would love to play Jedi Fallen Order on on it on a console or a platform that would really highlight the the graphics. So it's a beautiful game, and it gives me faster load times, and it gives me more stuff, right? But at the same time, it's like I don't want to spend this money to play a game that I already have on this platform. Then I'm still enjoying it, even though stormtroopers are a posing, and textures are not loading properly. But you know that's not gonna do anything for me. Would do any something for me would be new and compelling content, which I've mentioned before. That's how you would get me to go day one with a new platform. But I mean, what we've seen spec wise, 12 teraflops. That's pretty good. That will definitely give you 4K, the 4K 60 that everyone's looking for. It may give you 4K 120. I don't think it'll give you 8K like they're saying. I mean, it could have a built-in upscaler. But Joel, what do you think, man?
Yeah, Xbox now putting out this strong push to have this powerhouse again of a console is not that much of a surprise. It's what they did with their last the last Xbox that they just released, of trying to make it a real powerhouse. And I think that's nothing wrong with having that a part of your identity, that we're a strong console and we should be taken seriously in that way. But if they can bring something on board from day one when they start to announce what they have in store, what they're going to show us. I mean, obviously they just showed Hellblade 2 here at the Game Awards. Um, doesn't get me too excited, but it's still cool to see that they've got something, there. I look forward to seeing gameplay. I look forward to getting a better understanding of what this 8K thing is, or maybe they'll scrap it all together, the whole boasting and that, or at least what's been allegedly discussed from these leaks. But once we get more insight on what you're doing aside from just being a powerhouse, I think that's gonna help me better understand what Microsoft as a business is trying to do to really keep themselves alive and strong and steady themselves in the console wars. Because the competition is good for the market, and we need it to be a competitive console. We need it to be up there and have a good show, a good run. Nintendo's done a good job of getting themselves back in the battle from the Wii U to now the Switch being such a great successor. So
Mhm.
let's hope for this to be not just a powerhouse, but to really be a competitive console.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's I think you hit the nail right in the head, man. They just need to be competitive. They can't come out saying, "Oh, 8K this and 120 frames at this." They need to put out a console that people will want to buy, and they can actually buy. That's another thing, right? Because you're not gonna release $1,000 console, and and, and then not get your install base and then do your own thing and live out of Game Pass on PC and Game Pass on other platforms if that ever happens.
Yeah.
The only other thing that we saw, Joel, is that the controller is the same. There's no change in the controller. It's the same Xbox One, and the Xbox One X controller
Right.
basically. So there's no change there. They've already said that the Elite 2 controller is forwards compatible with it. So if you have an Xbox One Elite 2, a Series 2 controller, you can use it on this next platform. Uh, Again, dude, I don't like the name. I don't like the design of this machine. Uh, this was going to be one of the topics that we were going to go really off into, speculation. But now that we've seen stuff,
Yeah.
it just really changes the dynamic, which is great
Absolutely.
because we were ready to do one thing and now we ended up doing something, going into a completely different direction for the last topic. But I'm looking forward to see what they're gonna bring, what new games they're gonna bring.
Yeah.
Hellblade 2 is a good start, I think. It doesn't move my needle. I know that Hellblade is very well regarded and it's a great game. I haven't played it, but it's not because I don't want to. I really want to play it. It's just that there's other games that are more appealing to me right now that I really want to play. So that being said, I think that they're gonna do good with at least the some of the perception. But dude, this machine design is just not. I mean, like the V shape PS5, like the dev kit, it looks better than this squared thing. And that V
Because it
shape
still
thing is
looks
horrid.
recognizable as a console.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
point. Like this doesn't. I would not step into someone's home and be like, "Oh, why you got an Xbox?" You'd be looking at that thing like, "What does that do? Is that one of your Echoes? Is that one of your a router or something?" I don't know, man.
They should have called it the X Cube
Yeah.
because it's like kind of like a GameCube. Like remember the
Oh
GameCube was like
yeah. See, but
square
they
and
accepted that. Yeah, they
yeah,
bought into that and sold it that way. That's
the
I'm not.
X
I don't think
Cube.
that. I think this supposed to be like a super PC or I don't know.
I don't know. It to me it just looks weird. That I'm not a fan of that design. We're gonna go back into doing more research, uh, and yeah, we'll see. Uh, Joel, next week we got an episode planned for Thursday, and then we're hoping to do a Star Wars spoiler cast
Well,
and during the weekend.
I said probably just on the weekend because on
Probably
Thursday
just on the
night.
weekend.
Yeah, because
Okay, that's what I wanted to check.
Thursday night
Oh, that's right.
is the
That's right.
movie
That's right.
comes out. So
That's right.
I'll
And
see it.
Friday I have
The
an
Veg will
engagement,
see
so I
it.
won't be able to make it. Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll have a
Yeah.
special episode on the weekend that's gonna be something that everyone's got to tune in and get ready for because the
Yep.
world are bracing ourselves for the event that is Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. So we're hoping to record what, maybe Saturday night?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, maybe Saturday night we'll record. It's probably not gonna be very long. It's gonna be just a Star Wars,
Right.
straight up regular Skywalker spoiler cast. But we hope that you guys can join us. But Joel, it's been good to be back, man. It's been 2 weeks, and I'm excited to be back. Hopefully, we can keep on rolling. But Joel, in the meantime, um, we'll just keep an eye on the Game Awards. But just go ahead and plug us in, man.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch and listen to us here on No Load Time. We appreciate your patience and understanding as we get through some stuff these last couple weeks here. But we want you to make sure to stay connected to us. Go ahead and give us a follow on social media at No Load Time. That's at No Load Time on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Also, want to make sure, of course, the most important thing that you're a subscription to us via podcast on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and Spotify. Of course, also feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also welcome you to send in any questions, comments, feedback. We love to hear from our fans. So go ahead and send an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. Thank you all so very much. We look forward to our special episode coming up. Stay tuned. Be there for it. Share with everyone else because it's coming, guys. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Star Wars is going to be here. Obviously we were spoiled. We live in a day and age where we got Avengers Endgame and Star Wars in the same year. What a time to be alive.
Oh, what a time to be a nerd.
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Thank you again, guys. We'll see you next time.